Good morning, Power Reading. Today is Wednesday, May 20th. Today's article is for today and tomorrow. One article, one assignment for Wednesday and Thursday. Today's article is number 58, Stories of Modern Slavery. Okay, 58, Wednesday, Thursday, Stories of Modern Slavery. Read and annotate the article, then complete the ELA writing and quiz. Today we are going to read at level 550. This article was written in 2017, so about 3 years ago. Editor's note: this story discusses the sensitive issues of slavery and sexual violence. It describes experiences that may be upsetting to the reader. Trapped in slavery. Slavery is far from gone in the world. The United Nations says that 21 million people around the world are trapped in slavery. The United Nations is a group that helps countries work together. A slave is a person who is forced to do work. They have to do whatever their master says. There are still people who live like slaves. Often, they grow the food we eat. They also make many of the phones we use and the clothes we wear. The British government says there are 13,000 slaves in Britain. They work in hotels, nail salons, and car washes. Many people who have slaves are never punished. To understand slavery, we talk to the people who experienced it. So now we're going to read personal stories of people who went through different types of slavery. Modern slavery is often called human trafficking. So yes, in the last article, we learned about what is human trafficking, and now we're going to learn about personal experiences in human trafficking. Elvira, age 50, from the Philippines. The Philippines is an island country in Asia. My husband couldn't work anymore because he was very sick. I had to find a job that paid enough. I ended up working for a woman in England. She made me work all the time and sleep on the floor. I was given just a piece of bread and cup of tea for the whole day. I felt like a slave, or like I was in prison. One morning, I ran away and hid inside a nearby church. I hope to get justice and go home soon. Ali, age 24, from Bangladesh. I was given a job as a construction worker in Singapore, in Southeast Asia. But first, I had to pay about $13,000 to get there and to train. My family had to help me to do it. They sold land and even borrowed money from the bank. After I started my job, I was not paid for my work. Now, men from the bank go to my parents' house every day. They shout at my parents to pay back the money. If we can't, they're going to take my family's land. The bank also complained to the police about me. When I go home, the police might come after me. Anita, age 15, from Kenya. Kenya is a country in Africa. One day, my father said it was time to get married. I was only 10 years old, and my new husband was 55 years old. He already had 2 wives, and I was his third. I got the first beating after I lost one of his goats. The second was when he found me resting instead of taking care of the cows. The third time was because I'd run away. The next morning, I decided I had to escape. I ran into the forest and was rescued by nuns. Nuns are the women who work in the Catholic Church. They cover their bodies. It's like a priest, but a woman. I was able to start school in 2013. I hope to be a doctor and get a job to help my family. Nita, age 16, from Nepal. Nepal is a country in Asia as well, kind of on the border between India and China. My family is very poor, so I got a job at a restaurant to help. I thought I would just be a waitress, but the boss forced me to dance in front of customers. One day, he told me I could not leave. I had to have sex with the customers. My mother did not know where I was. She was very worried. She went to an organization that helps slave workers, and they found me. I was finally able to go home. Now I am studying at a school for children who went through the same things I did. Cesar, age 31, from the Philippines. A man said I couldn't make money as a boxer in Australia. A man said I could make money as a boxer in Australia. I flew there with 4 other boxers. They made us hand over our passports. Without our passports, we could not leave. We had to sleep in the garage without heat. We also had to work without pay. At one point, I got my first boxing match. I got very little money for it. Finally, we decided to go to the police. Now I make good money and send it home. Australia gave me another chance in life, and I'm grateful for that. Mario, age 26, from Peru. Peru is a country in South America. A school friend introduced me to Senor Carlos. Senor means Mr., like Mr. Carlos. I was 16 years old. He said I could make money working in the gold mines. Senor Carlos offered to keep the money I made so no one would steal it. I started working 24 hours straight. I was getting tired and sick all the time. People were dying inside the mines. One day, I asked Senor Carlos for my money, but he refused. Then he beat me up and threatened to kill me. He drove me out into the jungle and left me there. These days I am free. If I could choose anything, I'd study to be a veterinarian. I like animals very much because they're kinder than humans. Young-soon, age 80, from North Korea. North Korea is a country in Asia. I met Seon Hae-rim at school. One day she told me she was moving to a place where Kim Jong-il lived. He was the North Korean leader. After some time, my family and I were taken to a prison camp. Later I was told it was because I knew about Seong's relationship with Kim Jong-il. We had to work in the fields all day. The only food we were given was gruel, like oatmeal, kind of. To survive, we ate anything that grew or moved. On a lucky day, we would find a rat or a snake. I was in that camp for 9 years, and my entire family died. After I was let out of the camp, I escaped to South Korea. Here, I know I can get food here anytime, anywhere. And the last story, Nelson, age 46, from Brazil. Brazil is a large country in South America, and they speak Portuguese, not Spanish. I was born in a place where it hardly rains. There is no food or water. My family and I went to work on a coffee farm far away. We were given a house. It had no beds, no mattresses, no kitchen, and no toilets. It smelled of something rotten. We worked 11 hours a day, 7 days a week. We did not even get even a drop of water to drink. We received no money, and the owner just bullied us. After 3 months, I went to the city and called a union. Unions help give workers better lives. They called the government, which rescued us. Now, we are back home on our own land. Life is still tough, but we are free. Okay, when we're finished, we're going to go to our activities. ELA writing, not the social studies writing. ELA. Write a short paragraph comparing the stories of two people in the article. What is similar and what is different about their experiences? Use specific details and write in your own words. So you're going to choose two of these stories. For example, here is Nelson. That's one story. You could compare Nelson's story with Young Soon or with Mario. Choose any of these people, two of those people, and compare them. What's the same, what's different? I would like a paragraph in your own words. When you're finished, do the quiz. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.